we're going to a third and deciding game here in the boys' final of the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament. There you see the scores on your screen. Glen Lawn took the first one, 15-12. But Missy, as you can see, Oak Park coming back in that second game, 15-11, to even things up at one.
Yeah, it's actually nice to see that Oak Park came back here. They lost this final last year to Glen Lawn, so I mean, they want to come out here. It's a final. You want to play hard. So this is exactly what you want to see in a final, is it going to 3. Both teams going all out, playing very good volleyball. And
just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that this kicks off our high school coverage. We'll have a lot of high school volleyball for you on Shaw Cable 11 this year. So make sure you check us out every week. We bring you some of this great action. And Missy, if this is the first tournament of the year and we're seeing this quality volleyball, we're in for a good year in the high school circuit.
Yeah, exactly. Things are only going to get better. Teams are going to get more experienced and also a little bit more confident. I mean, things are a little bit shaky right now, but these teams are playing very, very well, and we saw the same thing in the girls' final.
Okay, the two teams are returning to the court. Once again, we're tied at 1 between Oak Park and Glen Lawn. And if some of you folks at home are wondering, do they play Rally Point in the third game? They don't. It's regular side-out volleyball. And Missy, in high school, they don't even play Rally Point in 5-game matches.
Right. Usually in a best of 5, the 5th game is Rally Point. But high school ball does not play Rally Point. The other change that they've had is there's a cap of 17 points in all the games except for the deciding game now. So even in this third game, you have to win by 2. So we could end up with the score of 32-30.
66-64. We could be here all night. And why not? We're seeing some great volleyball here. Hit attempt goes into the net. 2-0, a quick lead for Oak Park here in the third game.
Yeah, momentum has certainly shifted here. We saw Glen Lawn start off very strong in the first game. A little shaky in the second. They're starting off a little shaky here.
Warniak goes right side. Murphy hits it across. Melnick with the dig. Monday goes middle. And I think Oak Park really got lucky there because Monday's set was misplayed. McGregor didn't get there quick enough, or the set wasn't there. It ended up resulting in a carry violation on the other side of the court.
Yeah, as a setter, that's exactly what you want to do when you're off the net, is shoot it to the middle, and if you do miss, at least it goes over the net.
Hit attempt goes out of bounds. Side out, Glen Lawn. 3-0 is the score for Oak Park. Melnick to Monday, out to Power. There's Ward's hit, it's blocked. Monday takes the hit, it goes across, it's dug up easily by Glen Lawn. Melnick with a dig. Monday pushes it up. Both teams finding it hard to get a good swing here. There's a tip at the net by Flynn. It's battle of the net. We have a net violation called against Oak Park, and that will be a point for Glen Lawn.
Yeah, they trail 1-3 right now, so it sounds better when you say 3-1 because they trail either way.
No matter how you work the math, it's still 2 points. We see a big block by Mike Dacu. That cuts the lead to 1. Continuing to serve is Oliver Murphy. Melnick to Monday, out to Power. There's Ward's hit, it's dug up. Warniak, he'll go to Power. Kevin Dacu puts it across. And finding the floor, even though it was a bit of a miss hit, it looked like it was Dan McGregor.
Yeah, Mike Monday, it just shows his strength there on that, the previous set where he was well behind the antenna and forced it all the way past the opposite antenna, and I think it caught the power hitter, number 2, Matt Ward, a little bit off guard there. But he's a very strong setter, he can push it out there.
Hit goes into the net, point Oak Park, they lead it 4-2.
Glen Lawn looking a little bit down here, they just need to come together. They're certainly not far out of this game.
Middle attack by Flynn goes long. We do have a net violation, and I was wondering, I was waiting for the call. It took a little while for it to come, but it was the right call in the end.
Yeah, the hit was out of bounds, but the blocker went on the net, and you're not allowed to do that. So it was good that it was caught by the second official.
Greg Lepke, our second official this evening. Bowden Ilke, the first referee, and we see a service ace by Glen Lawn. It's 4-3 in favor of Oak Park.
Yeah, a little miscommunication, players looking at each other, thinking the other person was going to take it. Tim Melnick and Matt Ward just have to be aggressive. Now they're pinching in and they're ready to play that ball. Same thing there, miscommunication. Key is, don't rely on anyone else, just be the one to do it. And that's the type of aggressive attitude you need in this game.
Newman gets credit for the kill. Oak Park leading at 4-3 still. And again, a soft little tap results in a side out, Missy.
Yeah, it's just going off the block, and again, players are looking at each other.
Someone has to take charge out there. There's a solid swing on the part of Newman. He gets the kill. Side out Oak Park. They're up by 1. 4-3 is the score. This is the third and deciding game of the boys' final of the Seven Oaks volleyball tournament. Hit from Power, dug up, but it goes into the lights. That'll be a side out for Glenlawn.
You don't see that too often at the Maples Collegiate. Pretty high roof here. It's a common occurrence in the Garden City Fighting Gopher Dome.
Isn't that the greenhouse as it's officially known? Going back to serve now is Bill Newman for the Raiders. His team leads it by 1. Kevin Dackey puts it out to Murphy. Down ball called, but it goes down onto the ground. Credit the kill to Murphy.
Yeah, it was nice that he still attacked that. We've seen some players on the free ball volley it over. The chances of scoring are a lot greater when you at least hit the ball, and that's what he did. And it's got the top spin. It did drop down.
4-3. We're seeing a lot of side outs here early on in the third game. Ball goes over top of the net. Kept alive. Battle of the net. Warniak is called for 2 hits. That'll be another side out, this time back to Oak Park.
Yeah, he was hoping to play that first one off the block, but he actually played it in the net and then dug it up. So that is 2 hits. Good call by Bowden at Ilcue.
Melnick with the serve. Deep serve, causing some trouble for Glenlawn. Ball goes out to Murphy at Power. He hits it across. Ball's right up on top of the net. And again, at least Melnick was taking charge in the backcourt, but it might have been his teammate's ball there.
Yeah, again, we talked about how you'd rather have 2 players after it, because we saw in the previous few plays where they were looking at each other and the ball was dropping. Just got to call the ball a little bit sooner so you prevent the confusion. That's why you want to talk.
We finally got off a 4-3. Flynn gets the block and the point. 4-all now the score. Solid float serve by Warniak, causing some trouble on the Oak Park side. There's a hit. It goes out of bounds. 5-4 Glenlawn.
Yeah, we saw number 7 there. Kevin Dackey just getting out of the way. He jumped up to play it, realized it's going out, so it was good that he brought his hands back down.
Monday, nice little pump set in the middle. He does so many things well at this level.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He really does. He's just a very good, experienced setter. What he did was he faked the dump, and then he went up and set the ball. So that's very advanced. You don't see a lot of setters doing that, but it's very, very smart.
What you do see a lot of middle hitters do is pound the ball, and that's what Jeremy Flynn did there to get the side out.
Yeah, he got all of that one, and it was straight to the floor.
There you see the Glenlawn front wall. 5-4 is the score. They lead it. Melnick to Monday. Goes middle and carving it off the block is Matt Ward. Side out Raiders.
It's a good thing he's got a good jumping ability and a bit of hang time, because he was pretty early on that one, hitting it on the way down, but he was still in the air, so he got a piece of the block.
Warniak outside to Kevin Dackey at Power. He goes up against the big man Monday, but he tools it off the block. Side out Glenlawn.
That was a very good hit, because we've seen Mike Monday not get beat like that before, and that was just a very good hit on Dackey's part.
Melnick to Monday to Power. Newman is blocked by Mike Dackey.
Mike Dackey's done a really good job one-on-one.
He's pretty happy about that block finally. Now he's got to get in position because he was out of rotation there for a second. Warniak goes to him on the right side and he gets a kill.
Very, very smart play on Oak Park's part. We saw Matt Ward bump that ball over. I'm sure a lot of people thought that, why is he putting it over on the second contact? But it went off one of the other players' elbows, went off the first bump. So it was actually the third contact. Very smart, very heads up.
The ball finds the floor, and that's 3 straight points for Glenlawn. And Oak Park will call timeout, trailing 8-4.
Yeah, they'll be switching sides right now. They were actually down 4-2. So they've come back and taken the lead and now lead 8-4.
That's right. I thought it was a timeout, but it's a switch of ends, just like you have in a 5th game normally in a 5-game best-of-5 match. But it's 8-4 in favor of Glenlawn, and they're certainly on a roll here.
We saw them starting off a little shaky when they were down 4-2, and, well, you still called this one. They are calling a timeout, and it's not a bad idea.
So after I apologize for a mistake I didn't make, we will have a timeout. Let's listen
You
in.
can't stray too far from your spot. Like, it's good that you're moving your feet, but you have to be aware where the guy next to you is, okay? So if you're running around sticking your arms in front of other people that are already there, but to your defense, if somebody behind you doesn't call my ball, it's pretty tough too, okay? So you're still very much in this game. Go back and do what you need to do, okay? Same thing. You run that, they're so worried about it. You probably can get a dump pretty soon though too, because now they're all, who's my man? And you got to take your man, and then.
Let's go,
Okay,
guys.
ready? Let's go. 1, 2.
Raiders!
Two teams have switched ends in this third and deciding game. The score is 8-4 in favor of Glenlawn. And they make the change on the scoreboard because the teams have switched ends. 8-4 to the team on the left of your screen. It's the Glenlawn Lions in red and white, Oak Park in blue and gray on the other side of the court. Monday sets the ball outside the Newman. Roll shot, dug up and tipped across. Very simple offense for Glenlawn. Just get it over and down.
Very smart play to tip that one over. Why try and be sort of the hero and force the ball outside? If it's tight to the net, he's front row. You might as well tip it or dump it.
You'll be the hero if you score the points. That's all that matters in this game. 9-4 is the score, but Oak Park gets a side out. And that's Mike Monday going back to serve.
Yeah, he's still doing a really good job front row of faking out those blockers. They're going with him, so he's giving his hitters an opportunity to hit with no block.
Warniak goes to Kevin Dacu at power. Dug up, played off the net. Oak Park gets it across. Murphy, Warniak, right side, Dacu. And the ball goes down. Side out Glenlawn.
Tim Melnick was hoping that that ball would hit the bottom of the net, but again, that's where your players have to communicate that it's not going to and tell them to play it.
Block in the middle. Ball's kept alive, but there's a carry violation called. And Missy Ainsley-Bell again up there with the solo block.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job in the front row, and he's keeping Glenlawn in this game. He's actually turned things around.
10-4, they lead it, trying to wrap things up here in the finals of the Seven Oaks Volleyball Tournament. Side out scored by Matt Ward.
The last few rallies, what we've seen scoring is actually the tips.
There you see Ward, he puts the ball into play. Warniak outside to Dacu, he rolls it over. Monday has to adjust to play the second ball. Boudreau from power, it's tipped. Warniak, he'll put it across. Monday. From Newman in the middle, nice dig by Warniak. It's played across. Both teams just tipping it across. There's a swing finally. And another one, it's dug up by Murphy. Warniak to Dacu at power, and it scores. Missy, I was wondering when one of these teams was going to hit the ball.
Exactly, we got into a bit of a tipping competition. I think they almost forgot how to hit, but thank goodness they decided to again, because that's what ended up scoring.
The only good place to tip is in a restaurant, not at the volleyball court. You got to hit the ball as Murphy does there. Monday to Boudreau at power, he puts it into the net. Point, Glenlawn, they lead at 11-4.
You know, we talked about momentum. Boy, have we seen it right here in front of us. Oak Park playing a little disorganized now, not playing as aggressive as they need to be.
Right side attack by Melnick, kept alive. Monday pushes it across, Boudreau plays it out of, no, they called it on the line. I thought it was out of bounds. Yes, it's overruled by Greg Lepke, the second official. He had the better view of it. It was right in front of him.
Yeah, the linesman called that one in, but the official, the second official, Greg Lepke, called it out. So we'll see what the decision is. They're going to talk about it now.
And wisely, Bo Nilke calls both the second official and the lines person over to discuss it. If there's any doubt, you just call a reserve, and that's what they've done here.
Yeah, that's got to keep both coaches happy, because sometimes when you overrule, they'll start complaining. I mean, they both made a different call there. Call a reserve.
11-4 remains the score. Glenlawn to serve. Monday, right side, Melnick, it's blocked. Melnick hits second ball, it's dug up. Warniak takes a swing. Melnick again with another dig. He'll take a swing. Off the hands, and that will score a side out. Oak Park to serve.
Not much is hitting the floor anymore. We're seeing the blockers get a piece of everything.
Oak Park has to go on a run of points, but they're not going to do it like that. Serve goes into the net. Side out Lions.
They've had to fight so hard to side out and get that ball back when they've seen the momentum being taken from them. You don't want to miss that serve.
Strong serve again by Glenlawn. Ball's pushed out to Power. Boudreau off the hands. Side out Oak Park. There you see John Boudreau. Very assertive player at Power. And as we mentioned, can really get up and hit the ball. Dacu to Warniak. Outside to Murphy. Goes across the two-person block and puts it down.
That was a really nice hit on Oliver Murphy's part. He totally reminds me of Terry Gagnon. It's just amazing.
He's got the same look, you know. And
that arm action and approach, even where he contacts the ball, is just identical. I wonder if they're related.
nice save on the part of Glenlawn. Monday to Power to Boudreau. He hits it into the net. Point Glenlawn, they lead at 12-4.
Yeah, John Boudreau's got to jump straight up at the ball. He's kind of leaning, and that puts you at a lower position.
Trailing by 8, Claire Anderson calls timeout.
So we've seen them stuck on 4 for a long time now. They're up 4-2, down 12-4 now.
So you know what the setter's going to do. If he doesn't get what he feels is a chance to set the ball, he'll dump it on you. So you guys in the back row, 5 and 1, you be ready to come in.
Come on.
And you guys in the front row, yell tip it.
Last Friday, where did you guys think you would finish in this tournament?
6. Not here.
Not here. But now you still have a decent chance to come back and play in this tournament and win it if you play the way you can. But not if you play like you've already given up. Stop thinking about things and just go for the ball. Get yourself a good approach and keep the ball in front of you. Don't get all behind your head.
Here we go, guys.
Go, 1-2.
Raiders.
Good job setting.
Missy, some good comments by Claire Anderson in that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like they didn't really expect to be here, but hey, you are, so let's play the game. You got nothing to lose. Play hard, don't give up, don't play like you've given up. They're still in this game. We've seen momentum switch quite a few times.
And someone who brought the momentum there, Mike Dacu with a solid kill.
That was a nice hit down the line. And we talked about how it's a quick hit and very hard to dig, and we saw that as I believe it was Matt Ward playing that one off his chest.
Ball gets set to McGregor. He hits it out of bounds, but there was a net violation called. Side out Oak Park.
Yeah, a little over anxious at the net.
Glenlawn leads at 13-4 in this third and deciding game.
This serve's going to be very, very important. It has to go in.
Warniak goes to Flynn. It's a Fumer out of bounds. Point Oak Park.
Good to see that he's still hitting. That's always nice to see, but he's got to know where the court is. That was hit quite a bit wide out.
And it looks like we have another scoreboard error. They put it from 4 to 6, but Greg Lepke will take care of that after this one. There's an under the net violation called, so that will be a point for Oak Park now. Now the score is correct. It's 13-6.
Right.
So after the dance on the scoreboard, we're all set here. 13-6 the score in favor of Glenlawn. They take a swing. Ball's dug up. Kevin Dacu to Warniak. They go high outside to Mike Dacu off the block. Dug up by Boudreau. Monday to Ward off the hands. Dacu with a dig. And we have a net violation called. It's against Glenlawn. That'll be a point for Oak Park.
I didn't really see the net violation there, but it's kind of hard to see from here. It could have even been the player's jersey that hit the net.
Warniak goes to Dacu. Monday tries to keep it alive, but he has to hit it twice. Side out Glenlawn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike contacted that twice, got the piece of the block, came down, played it, no one else was there, so he swung at it again, hoping that maybe Bowden Nilku didn't catch that, but he's just far too sharp and official.
And a kill, credit the kill to Mike Monday. He just set the ball over, and it kind of ping-ponged between a few players and down Oak Park with a serve.
Yeah, we've seen them get the last 3 points, so again, momentum starting to shift again. Can they hold on to it? That's a question.
Over the net, violation called against Oak Park, side out Glenlawn.
Yeah, you can't reach over the net. If the ball's in the middle, you can, but if the ball's still on the opponent's side, you can't reach over and block that ball. You got to let the setter set the ball.
Right side attack dug up. Ball goes right side to Dacu, hits it off the net and down. Got a bit of a break there, but we have a back row attack violation, I believe it is. And that's a side out to Oak Park. 13-7 the score for Glenlawn. Setter puts the third ball across and out of bounds. Bit of a lag here. It seems like Glenlawn's lost a bit of momentum, Missy.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, they were up 13-4, scores now 13-8, so we're seeing Oak Park on a little bit of a run here, and Glenlawn struggling.
And a service ace for Monday makes it 13-9. And you've got to wonder at some point if Mike Gertner's going to call a timeout. And it looks like he's just going to let his boys play and try and dig themselves out of it themselves. 13-9 the score. Ball's passed up to Warniak. Goes outside to Dacu, hits it into the net. 13-10. It's a 6-point run for Oak Park.
I think I'd be calling them in right about now just to settle them down, get them refocused.
Ball's taken by Murphy in the backcourt. Kept alive by Oak Park, and they put it across. Murphy to Warniak. Goes middle to Bell. Good D by Oak Park. They put the second ball over. Ball goes high outside. Dacu tips it. Dug up. Ball slapped across, but it's blocked by Mike Dacu.
Again, that one-on-one, and we see Mike Dacu being successful on that block. Very hard player to beat up the net.
13-10 Glenlawn. They serve the ball.
They needed that point. They've been stuck on 13 for quite a while. They saw the other team go from 4 to 10, and they've been stuck on 13. A little miscommunication. That's what you don't want to see on Oak Park's side. You gotta play the ball and be aggressive. No time to hold back now.
Championship point on the line here. 14-10 Glenlawn. Ball set, put across and down. Oak Park hanging in.
Yeah, Mike Dacu needed to play that one. The setter shouldn't be taking the first ball. He's got to play that and put it up for the setter to set the ball.
David Muir coming into the game. He'll replace Mike Dacu. Glenlawn leads at 14-10, but Oak Park has the serve. Collision between Muir and Warniak, and you've got to let the setter take that second ball if he's that close to it.
That's for sure. He's got to call it, and you know, you got to be aggressive. Sometimes you have to push people out of the way. They learn the hard way.
14-11 now the score. Dacu to Warniak. He pops it up for him. It's rolled over. Monday pushes it out to Boudreau. Hits it off the block and out of bounds. Oak Park coming back. It's 14-12. Missy, we've got a great final here.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Oak Park's hitting the ball hard and with some authority. We're seeing Glenlawn play a little too safe. Well, that's not how they got the lead. They've got to hit the ball with some authority.
Ball's passed up. Warniak pushes it over. Out to Dacu at power. Hits it into the net and down. 4 hits called. Point Oak Park. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point ball game. 14-13. Glenlawn, but Oak Park is serving. And you can hear the crowd start to rise in applause behind us.
Oh, we've seen a great game here. The team's not giving up. That's what Claire Anderson, the coach, asked them to do, not give up.
And there's a big kill by Ainsley Bell, side out Glenlawn. And once again, they're going to try and serve for the title.
Yeah, this crowd just might be helping them out a little bit. It's hard to hear up here.
14-13's the score. Monday, in the middle, and it's killed. Phil Newman gets the side out.
Well, they're not giving up. I mean, we saw Glenlawn with the 13-4 lead. And all of a sudden it's 14-13, so this is an outstanding game.
Serve goes long and out of bounds. Side out Glenlawn.
That could be a deadly mistake. The momentum change, you don't want to let Glenlawn get back in this game. You don't want to miss that serve, but now you need a pass.
High tempo volleyball. Monday has to adjust. Sets it tight. Boudreau rolls it over. It's pushed back on the side. There's a swing for the title. It's dug up by Oak Park. They've got to get it across. They do. Free swing. Battle at the net.
Reserve.
Reserve called. Equal push there on the net.
Yeah,
Missy.
equal push. If the ball comes to rest like that, it's always a reserve. So the ball came to rest with both blockers. That's why it's a reserve.
If we haven't had enough emotion in this game already, the silence spoke volumes on that last play. Tough serve. Monday to power to Boudreau. Hits it into the net and down. The Glenlawn Lions are the champions of the Seven Oaks volleyball tournament in the boys section. They take it 2-1, winning this last one 15-13. Missy, great volleyball by both teams here.
you know, you want the final to go to 3, and I'll tell you, it was looking like Glenlawn was going to dominate in that third game, but I'd give Oak Park some credit. They didn't give up. They came back and fought. They were leading 4-2. Next thing you know, they're down 13-4. Next thing you know, it's 14-13, and they ended up, unfortunately, losing 15-13, but did not give up. And that's what you'd like to see from your players and in a championship final.
We're going to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, we will have the awards presentations on Shaw, Cable 11 Sports.